Good afternoon and welcome to Lenape Valley High School in Stanhope, New Jersey. For Pope John Lions girls softball, Mike Formasano along with you, calling today's scrimmage between the Pope John Lions and the Lenape Valley Lady Patriots. So Pope John coming off a 10-0 victory yesterday against the opponent that they had at Pope John High School, the North Warren Patriots. And so now they're facing the Lenape Valley Patriots here on the road. One of the last tests before the regular season on Monday. And they also have a couple of games tomorrow, so we wanted to make sure we got one road game in before the end of the preseason. The regular season starts on Monday at home against Sparta High School. So let's go over the roster for the Pope John Lady Lions. And with Lenape Valley, since it is exhibition, we don't have a roster, so we'll just go with players on the field in their positions, as they don't even have numbers on their shirts. So but they have Lenape Valley softball on the front. So for Pope John Lady Lions, number 2 is Cassie Pally. Number 5, Abby Davis. Number 9, Reese Toby. Number 10, Amber Little. Number 12, Kylie Otero. Number 18, Remy Joustra. Number 19, Haley Eric. 21 is Kate Sariski. 22, Grace Bobby. 24, Olivia Chili. 25, Emily Fuchs. 27, Isa Avicii. 32, Peyton Richards. Number 99, Grace Ferrua. The president of the Catholic Academy of Sussex County is Father Michael Parisi. The principal of Pope John High School, Gene Emmering. The athletic director, Brian McAleer. Trainers, Gerard Graziano and Jordan Martin. The manager of the softball team is Frank Canning. Assistant coaches Ray Manning and Garrett Richards. Team mom is Tony Chili. I'm Mike Formasano. We are here live at Correa Field in Lenape Valley Regional High School in Stanhope, New Jersey. It's Lenape Valley and Pope John, and here is the first pitch by Lenape Valley. In there, called strike. Leadoff batter for Pope John, number 5, Abby Davis. And a grounder back to the box. Pitcher fires over to first, 1 down. So score that 1-3 in your book. And now the second batter of the game, Isa Avicii. Avicii with a big hit yesterday against North Warren. Pope John with 2 home runs in the game. Olivia Chili and also Amber Little in the exhibition at Pope John High School. So Avicii 2 to the plate. First pitch in. Outside, ball 1. On deck for the Lady Lions, Olivia Chili. And a high fly ball to left field. Just kept carrying. Here's a pop-up into center field. Center fielder makes a running catch. Nice play by the Lenape Valley center fielder, and there's 2 down. So Avicii gave it a ride, looking to shoot the gap there, but the center fielder moving over and makes the catch. So 2 down here, top of the first, and Olivia Chili to the plate. First pitch high, outside. As I was saying yesterday, Chili hit a high fly ball to left field, just kept carrying, and it eventually traveled over the fence. Outside, fouled off, 1-1. On deck for Pope John is Grace Ferrua. Now the pitch. A high fly ball to left center field, way back. It's off the fence. Hit the bottom of the fence, and Chili will wind up at second with a stand-up double. I think she hit the ball better today than she did in yesterday's home run, but didn't carry. And they hit the bottom of the fence. The fence is at 200 out to center field, which for softball is far. So Chili gave it a ride, gets a double out of it. Now here's Grace Ferrua. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Again, Lenape Valley, since this is exhibition, doesn't have numbers on their jerseys, and I don't have a roster either, so. Outside. On deck for the Lady Lions, number 18, Remy Joustra. Grounder to third. Third baseman Fields across the diamond in time. And that's the end of the inning. No runs on one hit. Olivia Chili with a double, but she's stranded at second. And at the end of a half inning, it's Pope John nothing, and Lenape Valley coming to bat. We'll be right back on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Good. How are you? Good. If you need anything from me, if I need to back up or whatever, just let me know. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. No, it's a live feed. Yeah, so they hear everything I'm saying right now. So I could take the microphone and hide, but just make sure not to say anything bad. Well, the thing is, once we get some advertisements, some commercials, and eventually a studio and everything to build, kind of like Big State has and NJ.com, then it can go to commercial. Then I can have an engineer back at the studio go ahead and cut it off and everything. So, but we're working on it. We're working on trying to get people involved. So, do they have a media? Oh, they need. That's what I want to build. And grace of God, we'll get there. Yeah, it'd be great. Dude, there'd be tons of people. That's what I think. I think we go ahead and have a club, start up and everything, get a lot of interest. 5 years. I don't want to be the one doing this. I want to be watching or managing a staff while we have up and comers, juniors, seniors, kids in high school doing it. Let them get their crack before they even get to college. I've got friends of mine who I worked with in Syracuse, covering the Super Bowl, they're covering the World Series, working for ESPN, Fox Sports, CBS. I never finished in the career. Tell you about it later. Welcome back to Correa Field in Stanhope, New Jersey at Lenape Valley Regional High School. It's Pope John Lady Lions taking on the Lenape Valley Patriots in exhibition before Monday's home opener against the Sparta Spartans. So on the pitching circle, and again, it's not a mound. My baseball references coming through. Kate Sariski, the southpaw, winds, fires, low and away, ball one. So Sariski, who pitched 2 innings against Wayne Valley on Monday and then pitched again yesterday against North Warrens back in the circle. Fouled off, out of play. Here at Lenape Valley, we don't have to worry about the parking lot, which is great, or the road. Sariski looks in. We'll get you the other positions in just a second. Outside. Sariski into the wind. Grounder to first. Fielded by Peyton Richards. Flip to first in time. So second baseman Cassie Pally covering first base while Richards, who's the first baseman, is able to field that and flip it over to first for the out. Let's go over the positions right now. We start with catcher, Rebby Joustra, number 18. As I said, Peyton Richards, 32. Cassie Pally playing second. She's number 2. At third is Grace Ferrua, number 99. Abby Davis, number 5 at short. Pitch by Sariski's low. The outfield, we've got number 27. Is it Avicii? Pitch by Sariski, hit the right field. And the right fielder, number 12, Kylie Otero, makes the catch. Otero on the run and throws the glove out, and ball lands in. And so now 2 down here in the bottom of the first. Meanwhile, the left fielder, as I said, trying to get a number out there. I think it's 25. Emily Fuchs. Sariski into the wind. Ball. 1-0. Coming to you live from Correa Field in Stanhope, New Jersey. Lenape Valley, the host for today's scrimmage. In there, called strike on the outside corner. So Sariski, the southpaw here. Outside. Oh, 2-1 to the batter. Grounder to second. Pally hits her glove. She picks it up, flips to first in time. So Pally not able to field it cleanly, but she recovered quickly, picked up the ball, flipped it over to Richards, gets the third out of the inning. After one, no score between Lenape Valley and Pope John. We will be back to Lenape Valley High School right after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Welcome back to Correa Field at Lenape Valley Regional High School in Stanhope, New Jersey for Pope John Lady Lions softball. Mike Formasano here calling today's scrimmage between the Pope John Lady Lions and the Lenape Valley Lady Patriots. Leading off top of the second inning is the catcher, Remy Joustra. Senior at the dish, looking to get things started here for the Lady Lions in this top of the second. Tomorrow on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube, it'll be the Pope John Lions lacrosse team, boys lacrosse, varsity, and then JV for the home openers against Immaculata High School. 10 a.m. Please join us on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Here's the pitch. High fly ball to left field. The left fielder has a beat on it. She makes the catch. So Joustra gave it a ride, but the left fielder underneath and makes the catch. Second batter of the inning, number 32, Peyton Richards. Softball team will get started in earnest in the regular season Monday against Sparta High School, weather permitting. Outside, and you hear forecasts for rain, so if the game is rained out, we'll try and get you the makeup. If it's Tuesday, I'm not sure if we'll be able to make it. Cut the corner, 1-1. As we are scheduled on Tuesday to head out to North Warren in Blairstown, where the girls lacrosse team, who we've not seen yet on the channel, will be on the road taking on the North Warren Patriots. So girls lacrosse on Tuesday. We got softball on Monday. Wednesday, boys baseball opened up the home schedule. Fouled off by Richards. Hit the top of the catcher's mask. Goes to the backstop. 1-2 to Richards. Outside, ball 2. Counts even at 2. In the dirt, 3-2. Count goes full. As we were saying, boys baseball on Wednesday. The home opener at Pope John High School on the baseball diamond against Morris Knowles. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So Richards goes down on strikes. That will bring up number 22, Grace Bobby. Bobby, the left-hander, in the box with 2 down here in the top of the second. Here's a pitch. Popped up behind home plate. It'll go out of play. It'll hit it off the top of the dugout on the Pope John side of the field. 0-1. So full week of sports on the channel. And then Thursday, boys lacrosse will take on Sparta at Sparta High School. Make sure you join us for that. Inside, 101. We'll try and get to as many different sports and activities as possible. Got one I'm leaving out. Please let me know. We'll try and get to it. Fouled off. Again, off the top of the catcher's mask into the backstop. 1-2. 1-2 count to Grace Bobby. Fouled off. Out of play. Behind home plate to the third base side. Count remains 1-2. Now the pitch. Outside, 2-2. On deck for the Lions, Cassie Pally. And a shot to left field. Left fielder coming in. She can't play it. It goes to the fence. She races after it. And Grace Bobby is standing on second with a double. So the ball landed in front of the left fielder. She tried to backhand it and scooted past her and rolled almost all the way to the fence. It allowed Bobby to take second. So Grace Bobby with a double. And with 2 down now here in the top of the second, the Lions leave it up to Cassie Pally, the sophomore, playing second base today. High pop-up down the third base line, out of play. Behind the Lenape Valley dugout. And again, you got dugouts here today. It's more like a shed, but it's not really dug into the ground. But how many dugouts really are nowadays? There are multiple games going on. I was driving up to the high school and saw the JV team playing, and I pulled off, parked my car up there. High. 1-1. So I realized the varsity was playing on the other side of the field, the other side of the complex. And so I had to walk a little further than I probably should have. But that's my fault. 1-2. 2 down here, top of the second. Runner on second. On deck for the Lions, number 25, Emily Fuchs. Here's the pitch. Fouled off, out of play. Count holds at 1-2. Pitcher looks in. Into the wind. Fouled off. So Pally stays alive at 1-2. Bobby on second. No score here, top of the second. High pop up. It's going to stay on the infield. Pitcher comes in, makes the catch. And that's the end of the inning. No runs on one hit, a double by Grace Bobby. And she's left stranded on second. And after an inning and a half, no score between Pope John and Lenape Valley. We'll be back right after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Welcome back to Correa Field at Lenape Valley Regional High School in Stanhope, New Jersey. For Pope John Lady Lions softball, Mike Formasano along with you, calling today's scrimmage between the Lady Lions and the Lady Patriots of Lenape Valley. We're in the bottom of the second inning, and Sariski back out for her second inning of work. Batter steps up to the plate, right-handed batter for Lenape Valley. Sariski into the wind, the pitch. In there, called strike. 0-1. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike two. Pope John has quite the test tomorrow. Early start, I believe it's 9:30 in the morning. They're going to be taking on two different teams, and they turn out to be the number 1 and number 5 teams in the state. Fouled off, out of play, right off the top of the Pope John dugout. Count holds 0-2. So a big test for Pope John. And they did well against Donovan Catholic last Saturday, winning 4-3, and Donovan Catholic highly ranked. So Sariski delivers. Low, ball 1. 1-2. Now the pitch. Grounded to third. Underneath Veru's glove. Davis, the shortstop, fields it. And she comes up limping a little bit. Doesn't have time to throw to first, as again, the distance between home plate and first base considerably shorter than what, if you're a baseball fan, it's 90 feet. Softball, it's considerably shorter. So Davis didn't have enough time to throw to first, as it was deep in the hole. And so the runner gets on first for Lenape Valley. Scored a base hit, and with one down, runner on first for Lenape Valley. Yep. Correct that, no out. So the leadoff man on for Lenape Valley. And meanwhile, Coach Manning out there to talk to Sariski and make sure that Davis is okay. She's going to retire Shoe. Gotta say, I'm looking forward to the end of the exhibition schedule so we can get on to the main course, the regular season. And that will start up for the Lady Lions here in softball on Monday. Pope John Lady Lions hosting Sparta Spartans, the crosstown rivalry renewed. And that will be at 4 p.m. on Monday, weather permitting, at Pope John High School. Now Sariski into the wide, the pitch. In there, called strike, cut the black. 0-1, no outs, runner on first. Swing and a miss, strike two. Good pitch by Sariski. So now the count 0-2. Sariski into the wind. And delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Well, the batter goes down swinging. And Sariski records the first out of the bottom of the second. One down now with a runner on first. Sariski gives the ball a little wipe on the pant leg. Make sure it's dry. Had a pitch. In there. Called strike. 0-1. In there, called strike on the outside corner. Sariski working the corners well today. Now the 0-2 pitch. Fly ball to right field over the head of Otero. It'll go all the way to the wall. Runner for Lenape Valley hits third, and she stops there. And the batter overran second, was about halfway to third. And she realized that the lead runner was not going home, so she had to turn back around, scamper back to second, but she did so, and runners now second and third with one out in the bottom of the second inning. So Sariski in a bit of a jam here. See how she works out of it. Second and third, one out. Swirsky looks in. Ball. 1-0. The junior southpaw for Pope John. Let's put runners on second and third here in this bottom of the second inning. Now the pitch. Grinder to second. Does she get? No. Now they come home. And then the third, and she's in there safely. Now, that was a good decision by Pally to come home with it. And she had enough time because the runner at third hesitated. Once she made the break for home, Pally was going to be able to prevent her from scoring. So Pope John keeps the run off the board, but the bad news is the bases are loaded. So, left-hander up to the plate now for Lenape Valley. Pope John in double play depth. Good play by Pally to throw home. And then Jouster fired to third, but not in time. Here's Swirsky. Grounder to third. Goes home with it. Jouster with the out. To third. In time! Double play for Pope John. Oh, what a gun by Jouster to third to get the second part of that double play. And after 2 innings, Pope John gets out of the second unscathed. No score between the Patriots and the Lions. We'll be right back from Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Field at Lenape Valley Regional High School in Stanhope, New Jersey. For Pope John Lady Lions softball, Mike Formasano along with you, calling today's scrimmage between the Lady Lions and the Lady Patriots of Lenape Valley. At the bottom of the second inning, the Patriots are able to load the bases, but Pope John gets out of it with a double play. Come home for the first out, and they catcher Remy Joustra fired to third, back to Grace Ferrua, who was able to get the second out just in time before the runner from second hit the third base bag. So the Lions get out of the second inning without giving up a run, and so now the leadoff batter, number 25, Emily Fuchs, start to the top of the third inning now. Down the left field line, out of play. We talk about scrimmages and who said they can't be exciting. That was a great second inning. Just a little taste of what's coming in the regular season. Grounder to third, will stay fair. No, foul ball. Third baseman fields it, but just after it crossed the line. So on deck for the Lady Lions, Kate Swirsky. 0-2 count to Fuchs. Pop up. Third base line, out of play. Fuchs, the junior, steps back into the box. We're in the top of the third here at Lenape Valley. No score. Grounder back to the pitcher. Pitcher over to first in time. So 1 down. That will bring up the pitcher for Pope John, Kate Swirsky. Swirsky worked herself into some trouble in the bottom of the second, but she worked herself right out of it. with an assist from her infield and her catcher. Outside, ball one. Both Pally and Davis coming home. Smart decisions to keep that run off the board. And then, with Jouster's throw to third, grounder to second. Off the glove of the second baseman. She has enough time to pick it up and fire to first. 2 down. So now the batter, number 9, Reese Toby. Toby, the junior, right-handed bat. She pitched yesterday against North Warren. Low. Ball one. 1-0. Again, if you're enjoying the softball here in the exhibition slate, make sure you tune in Monday. Grounded to third. Third baseman Fields. Fires across in time. The first baseman had to reach up and collect that. It was a little high, but she keeps her foot on the bag and records the out. Monday, Pope John and Sparta. We'll talk more about it later on. 4 p.m. on Monday. We're through 2.5 here at Lenape Valley Regional High School. No score between Pope John and Lenape Valley. We'll be back right after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Welcome back to Correa Field at Lenape Valley Regional High School in Stanhope, New Jersey. For Pope John Lady Lions softball, Mike Formasano along with you. Calling today's scrimmage between the Pope John Lady Lions and the Lenape Valley Lady Patriots. Bottom of the third inning as Sarisky comes out for her third inning of work. Infield stays the same as manager Frank Canning trying to get a feel of the lineup and the defensive alignment that he's going to have throughout the regular season. So we'll see if this is going to be the infield and outfield for Monday's game against Sparta, but we'll find that out later on. Again, they've got 2 exhibitions tomorrow. We're not going to be able to be on the air for those, unfortunately. Against the number 1 and number 5 teams in the state. Here's a pitch. Bunt. Foul. Right off the end of the bat. 0-2. A lot of games packed into April and May for all the spring sports. In there, called strike 3. So Sarisky rings up the K, the infield in to congratulate her. 1 down. Now, next batter up for Lenape Valley. We'll have names and numbers for the lineups for the other team when the regular season starts up next week. Fouled off, 0-1. Lots to look forward to on the channel coming up tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pope John Boys Lacrosse, varsity and JV against Immaculata. Low, ball 1, 1-1. Game time set for 10 a.m. for the varsity, and then the JV game right afterwards. Pope John and Immaculata, Boys Lacrosse. In there, called strike. 1-2. Now the pitch. Back to Sarisky. Hits off her glove. Davis, Fields, fires. In time. Oh, great recovery by Davis as it bounced off Sarisky's glove. And she throws a bullet to first base. Just in time to nab the runner. 2 outs here. Bottom of the third. So Sariski pitching well, but getting a little more help from her friends around the infield than she would bargain for usually. But it's been there for her. Infield's been playing great so far for Pope John. Ball. You talk about baseball, softball, doesn't matter. There's three things I want in my baseball team. Pitching, number one. Defense, and clutch hitting. Doesn't have to be hitting. You don't have to score 12 runs a game and then go 0 for 5 in the clutch spot. You give me clutch hitting along with good defense, solid pitching, I'm going to win more often than not. And that's what One and two count. Fouled off. Down the first baseline. So Sariski looks in. Counts 1 and 2 with 2 outs. Grounder down the third base line. Third baseman, Varua. And she throws it away, but it's backed up by the right fielder, so the runner has to stay at first. Good play by Otero to back up first baseman, Peyton Richards, as Varua's throw was errant. So the runner at first base for Lenape Valley with 2 down. Right-handed batter for Lenape Valley. Here's Sariski with the pitch. Runner takes off for second. Throw down. In time. Oh, Jouster proving she's got a gun for an arm. And she throws out the runner from first on the attempted steal. We're through 3 here at Lenape Valley Regional High School. No score between Pope John and the Lady Patriots of Lenape Valley. We'll be back right after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Welcome back to Lenape Valley Regional High School in Stanhope, New Jersey. For Pope John Lady Lions softball, Mike Formasano along with you, calling today's scrimmage between the Lady Lions and the Lenape Valley Patriots. Amber Little, my apologies, as the wind kicked up there. Amber Little will lead off the top of the 4th inning in a scoreless tie. Defense for Pope John coming through in the top or the first 3 innings. And so now the Lady Lions looking to turn on the offense, get some runs on the board. Here's the first pitch to start the top of the 4th. Right back through the box and into center field for a base hit. Great contact made by Amber Little. Almost hit the pitcher in the shins. Oh, that sets the table for Pope John. And now, number 12, Kylie Otero up to the dish looking for dinner. Bunt, foul. fielded by the catcher, but the ball was already foul. 0-1. Little on first. Now the pitch. And a bunt. She does lay this one down. Third baseman. Over the head of the first baseman. And that allows Little to get the third. So Otero with the bunt. And the errant throw by the infielder allows Pope John to put runners on the corners. No outs here, top of the fourth. And Pope John looking to break through and put the first crooked number on the board for the afternoon. Number 5, Abby Davis to the plate. In there, called strike, and with the pitch, Otero takes second. No stolen base. I'd mark that as defensive indifference. They weren't going to take the chance to throw the second and allow Little to come home. Here's the bunt. Goes foul. Suicide squeeze by number 5, Abby Davis, as Little was already making a break for the plate. Bunts runner out there. Do you need to do a safety squeeze or a suicide squeeze? Right back to the middle. Base hit by Abby Davis. 1 run scores. Here's the second. Davis goes to second on the throw home. And Pope John takes a 2-0 lead. So Davis with the base hit and 2 RBI. And scores Little. Scores Otero. Davis on second. The Lions grab a 2-0 lead. Now fouled off. That's what we're talking about, clutch hitting. Clutch hitting there by Abby Davis, the junior. So now Issa Avicii at the plate. Runner in scoring position. Ball outside. Lions with a 2-0 lead here in the top of the fourth inning. Here's the pitch. In there, called strike. 1-2. Davis on second. Lions looking to add to their 2-0 lead. No outs here, top of the fourth. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So Avicii down on strikes. And that will bring up the next batter for Pope John, number 24, Olivia Chili. Chili with a double earlier in the game. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. Davis taking the lead off second after the pitch was thrown and arrives home. Lions lead by a deuce, 2-0. High pop up, out of play, over the Lenape Valley dugout. Lions finally break through here in the top of the fourth inning. Plate 2 runs. A 2-run single by Abby Davis. In there, called strike. 1-2 to Chili. Overcast afternoon here in Stanhope. Fouled off again by Chili. Doesn't look like it's threatening rain, but doesn't look like it's going to become sunny either. A lot of rain projected for next week. Unfortunately, they're talking about rain on Monday. Hoping that Lady Lions can get that game with Sparta in. High pitch, and it is popped up to the third baseman who makes the play. 1 down here in the top of the fourth as Chili is recorded out. And here is the next batter, number 99, Grace Ferrua. Ferrua, the freshman, at the dish. Low. And Davis takes off at third. She's in there. The ball bounces off the third baseman's glove, but she retrieves it quickly enough so that Davis can't scamper home. So now runner on third with 2 down. Grounder to third. Foul ball. Just missed the third base bag. Davis was already heading home, halfway to the plate. All it needed was to be over the bag, and it wasn't. Missed by about maybe 6 inches. 1-1. High fly ball to left field. Left fielder going back near the fence. Makes the catch. And that's the end of the inning. But not before Pope John breaks through and puts that crooked number on the board we talked about. A 2-run single by Abby Davis. And after 3.5 innings, it's Pope John 2. Lenape Valley, no score. We'll be back to Lenape Valley Regional High School right after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome back to Correa Field at Lenape Valley Regional High School in Stanhope, New Jersey. We're at the softball fields where the Pope John Lady Lions lead now 2-0 over the Lady Patriots of Lenape Valley. New pitcher in the game for Pope John, number 9, Reese Toby, takes over for Kate Sariski. Sariski goes 3, no runs allowed. And Grace Ferrua will take over behind the plate, number 99, so we'll move in from third. So we have, let's see, third base is going to be down number 22, Grace Bobby. Remy Joustra will move to first base. Davis still at short, and Cassie Pally at second. The outfield, number 25, left field, Emily Fuchs. 27, Isa Avicii, and number 12, Kylie Otero. So there's your defensive alignment changes for the halfway mark of the game. We're in the bottom of the fourth here. Lions scoring 2 runs at the top of the inning on a 2-run single by Abby Davis. So now Toby in the pitching circle. So we start at the bottom of the fourth. Here's the pitch. Low, ball 1. A lot of games on the exhibition slate for softball. They've been playing most of the week. They play again tomorrow, 2 games. So they are ready for the regular season. Inside, ball 1. Unfortunately, haven't been able to get out for the boys baseball or girls lacrosse yet, as the schedule just did not cooperate with what we were trying to do. We tried to get the girls lacrosse yesterday, but the game was canceled. So it's exhibition. So throw over to first. Off the glove of the first baseman. And the Lenape Valley leadoff man. Oh, did they say foul? They say it was foul. So she comes back to the plate. So it was a foul ball. And we'll do it again. 2-1 to the batter. Let's go, Ava. See it. See the pitch. High pop up. On the infield, the shortstop, Davis, makes the catch. So 1 down here, the bottom of the fourth. As I was saying, the girls lacrosse exhibition was canceled. And the exhibition games get canceled. It happens. So they moved their Monday game to Tuesday against North Warren. So we're going to try and get out for the girls lacrosse on Tuesday. And in baseball, we got to get rosters and got to get everything ready for the regular season. And the home opener on Wednesday, we're going to be there for that. Liner to second base to Cassie Pally, and she makes the play. Nice catch on the soft line drive. 2 down here, bottom of the fourth. So All I know is that we got a lot of games scheduled for the channel, and we're glad we can bring it to you. Softball today in the exhibition. Lacrosse tomorrow, regular season. Softball Monday. Inside, ball one. Nobody on. Bottom of the fourth, 2 down. 2-0, Pope John. Tuesday, girls lacrosse. Wednesday, boys baseball. In there. Call strike. Cut the corner. And we talk about Pope John Sparta in softball on Monday. We've also got Pope John at Sparta in boys lacrosse on Thursday. And then they take on Governor Livingston on Saturday, the lacrosse team does. And a liner into center field is going to dunk in for a base hit just in front of Avicii. And so Lenape Valley gets a runner on with 2 down here in the bottom of the fourth. I gotta be honest, I'm looking forward to seeing what the boys baseball team has got ready for this season. There was a great game they had in the playoffs last year. Inside, ball one. I think it was against Gill St. Bernard's. They're down 3-1 in the first round at Pope John High School. They came back to tie the game at 3. It went to 2 extra innings to the bottom of the 9th. It's only 7 innings in usual games. Swing and a miss. 1-1. And so Pope John scored on a bunt that the throw went past the first baseman, and the runner scored from third to give him a 4-3 victory. They won their first round playoff game. Fouled off down the first base line, out of play. 1-2. So team manager James Banco has the team ready this season, and taking a look at some of the exhibition that they played so far, and what I've read about, looks great. Base hit through the hole on the left side. Fuchs plays it in left field, gets the ball in quickly, so she keeps the runner at second. First and second now for Lenape Valley as they're threatening here in the bottom of the fourth. 2 down. I can tell you this much. We saw boys lacrosse on Wednesday. And boy, did they look good. 14-7 in the varsity game. 7-0 against Riverdale in the JV. Head coach Joe Delaferra has got to be happy with what he sees so far, but you know they're not satisfied. Ball, 1-0. And I can tell you the boys lacrosse team chomping at the bit for the home opener tomorrow. We'll be with you for that. 10 a.m. Pope John and Immaculata for both varsity and JV. Got a pitch by Toby. Ball. 2-0. 2 down here, bottom of the fourth. Runners on first and second for Lenape Valley as they threaten the second time in this game. And the base is loaded in the bottom of the second. Pope John got out of it. In there, called strike. 2-1. So the left-handed batter steps back in. 2-1 count. Toby looks in. It's the side. Into the line. The pitch. In there. Called strike. 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2-0 Pope John. Bottom of the fourth. Toby looks in. Now the pitch. Outside. Count goes full. 3-2. And what has turned into a big pitch in this game coming up now. 3-2. 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Toby looks in. Into the wind. Now the pitch. Grounder down the first base line. Oh, it bounces foul. So it bounced fair, and then the way it hit the turf, there was a spin on it, and it kicked foul. So we'll do it again. Full count. The left-handed batter. 2 down in the bottom of the fourth. Lions lead by 2. Toby looks in. Sets. A wind. The delivery. Outside. Ball 4. So Toby loads the bases. And now Lenape Valley with the bags full. 2 runners in scoring position, looking to tie this game. The batter up for Lenape Valley, a right-handed batter. Toby looks in. Into the wide, now the pitch. In there, called strike. Oh, 0-1. Now the pitch by Toby. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So Toby's got a pitcher's count, 0-2. Toby looks in. Now the pitch. Grounder to first. Joustra fields. Steps on the bag. And Pope John escapes once again. Second time this game that Lenape Valley. No, actually, they didn't leave the bases loaded. It was a double play at the bottom of the second. But they leave the bases loaded in this inning. And after 4, it's 2-0 Pope John over the Lenape Valley Lady Patriots. We're going to start up a new feed here on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. So come on back in just about 60 seconds on a new feed right here at Lenape Valley Regional High School. 2-0 Pope John over the Lady Patriots. We'll be right back on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube.